Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's nice and safe and warm and all the above and dry and all that good stuff. Hello, everybody. Let's see who we got in here. Lisa 54, thank you for being here. And Annabella and Teresa. Happy hippie. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Well, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, guys. We really, really do. I'm going to start talking first, not about the case, not about summer, YouTube streets. So here we go. There seems to be creators who have a difference of opinion, and it doesn't seem to be okay. So y'all watch your backs when you're out there, because there are people out there that feel like they are owed. There are people out there who feel like they deserve something. And without saying much more than that, watch your friends, watch your back, pay close attention, because it's all uncalled for. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now. So let's talk about the suspect that's not around. We've talked about other people. We've talked about, I told y'all my thoughts, kind of where my process goes. But there is one that was one of the last people to see Summer that day on June 15th. That person left very shortly after Summer come up missing. Her granddaughter is missing, and Grandma Candy feels okay enough to hook up her trailer and leave town. I don't get that. I don't understand that. And we all know that her own daughter, Rose Bly, disappeared in 2009 and hasn't been seen since. So she knows. She knows what a mother goes through when their daughter comes up missing. But yet she doesn't care enough to stay with her daughter and help her through that process, since she already went through it. Wouldn't you think she would? Because I sure as hell would. I would never leave my daughter. Even if I didn't go through that same process, I would not leave her for nothing. But yet, Grandma thought, hey, she was needed to help take care of her brother-in-law. He had surgery. So, I mean, that would be my reply. So, I'm sorry, my granddaughter's missing. Simple, easy. No one should ever question why you didn't go. But instead, we question because she went, hooked up her house, jetted off. Down the road she goes. And I just wonder why. Why is it okay for that? Why would the police be okay with her going? I mean, she was one of the last persons to see Summer alive. Yes, Annabella, she stayed gone. And Teresa, you're right. I mean, the disconnect is obvious. I mean, and dysfunctional all the way with this group. But We do know that she came back for a little while. She came back and she stayed for a little while. While she was back, that was during the time that Benny Keys went there. And he was telling us way back in the beginning how when he was there, the boys called. Well, grandma had to leave because she couldn't be anywhere around them. She couldn't even talk to them on the phone. So she left their house and went back to her trailer. Why? Why were they allowed to talk to the parents, but wasn't allowed to talk to the grandmother? That makes no freaking sense to me. I mean, did she do something? Was there something that was done by her that is now keeping her from being able to have contact with her grandkids? Makes you wonder. I just I don't get that. She doesn't speak out. It was a very long time before she ever spoke out. A couple of years before she ever speaks out. But before she spoke out, her friend, Ziggy Valero, talks to Daisy. And her version of what grandma told her always stood out to me. And it always made me wonder, is she telling the truth? Did grandma really tell her this version? But she said that grandma told her about 3:20 they arrived home. They unloaded groceries. Now listen close to this part. Summer stayed in the car, and Candace told grandma that she was taking Summer to Dawn meet up with him because Summer was sick. Grandma said she took a nap, she woke up, and Summer was gone. Now, guys, most of us here remember the interview grandma did with WJHL. We pretty much remember that interview. And I've already talked about it on here once, where grandma said like 3 different versions. We've already talked about that. She had several different versions in this whole story that she tells. She does tell that they got home around that time. They unloaded the groceries, but there was no part of Summer didn't get out of the truck. There was no part of she was sick and Candace was going to take her to meet Dawn. There was the planting the flowers. And then she takes a nap. And that's the very first time we ever hear of grandma's taking a nap, other than Ziggy Valero. So obviously, grandma took a nap. Maybe Ziggy Valero wasn't lying. Maybe that version was what grandma did tell her. I don't know. Makes you wonder. But we know after the interview, it wasn't long and grandma was gone again. It was almost like, yeah, I'm going to talk. I'm going to get the hell out of town. I ain't going to have to worry about any backlash because obviously she said a part of the story that no one had ever said before. And she jetted out of town. She was gone again. You know, she hadn't been back since. But when she left the last time, Dawn was still in jail. She left her daughter on that hill by herself. There's people trying to come up that hill all the time. And once again, she felt okay to leave her daughter there. I don't care how old my daughter is. If people's trying to get up there to that house, there's weirdos out there. I would not leave my daughter. I don't understand these people. I don't understand the way of thinking in that holler. I don't understand how people are just okay with doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say. And yet, how hard is it to tell the truth? How hard is it for the people that went through and experienced the same thing during the same time period, but they can't tell the truth? They can't say the same story. It just baffles me. But yet, grandma leaves again, takes her trailer. But if you stop and think about grandma's version, her version was they planted flowers. Summer wanted a piece of candy. They went and got her a piece of candy inside the camper. They brought Summer over to the house. Candace fixed her knee brace and went back over to the house. Grandma takes a nap. That's what she said. Well, surely, guys, surely grandma took a nap longer than 2 to 5 minutes because that's how long it took Candace to find out Summer was gone. She didn't go wake her mama up. What the hell, Rapper. Rappers everywhere. But yeah, surely grandma took a nap longer than 2 to 5 minutes. That's not even considered a cat nap. But their stories don't make sense still. And it's always just baffled me so much because you're on the same property. This is about the same little girl that was with you all day long. How hard is it to be truthful? How hard is it? Sorry, guys, my hair is driving me crazy. I was out at the ballpark tonight and wind was blowing and it just went to hell. So it is what it is. Um, well, thank y'all. But anyways, I just don't understand how it's okay for grandma to leave. I don't understand how she could have a good conscience about it. When she left the first time, being so close after Summer, there was a lot of talk on the YouTube streets. A lot of people wondered, did she stop somewhere and pick up Summer and take off with her? Did grandma know something was going on and she was a saving grace and got her out of there? That's been a version of what could have happened. And as disconnected as, like Teresa was saying, you can't tell. We can't tell. Nobody can figure it out. Summer's like my sister, says H. Guess Andrew is the real father and sent Jeremy Tucker. How did Jeremy know Black Motley conspiracy theory? Okay. But y'all, just another version of let me tell a story. I mean, this is not a fiction. This is not a story tell. It's not a version that comes out of, Disney. This is a real little girl's life, but nobody can tell the truth. Somebody's lying. A lot of people are lying. There's only one truth. And even grandma couldn't tell the truth. Or was she? Was she telling the truth and the others weren't? Were the others telling the truth and she wasn't? It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Teresa, you're right. I mean, what are you supposed to think when a grandmother up and leaves days after her granddaughter goes missing and there's no sign of her whatsoever? I mean, you can't honestly think that's normal. Not normal. That's not normal. That's far, far from normal. But yet we're supposed to accept it. Obviously, they keep putting stuff out there like this. A lot of people talk about the parents. Very few talk about grandma. And everybody talks about the neighbor. But grandma does need to be talked about. If we're going to be honest about the whole story and tell all the things, she's a huge part of this story. Huge. You know, her version was they take Candace takes, Summer down to the swimming hole to swim. She didn't say I was there. I sat in the truck while they went in to swim. No, that wasn't her version. Was she even there? Did they have grandma in the truck that day? Did they only have her for a little bit in the truck? Who knows? Because we can't get the truth. We can't get, not out of all the people in Summer's case, there's not two stories that are exactly the same. It starts out the exact same because that's what the timeline that Jody Sue set, according to Candace and Dawn. Jody Sue sets the timeline. Her timeline has a screen that has shapes and colors. What the hell? Her kids describe it completely different than her. Then she sees a flash of red going up the driveway. It's not theater. This is real life. But yet she set the timeline. She got pissed when Candace told her, we got to change the timeline because it didn't fit Candace's version of what happened. And so therefore that caused friction over here between the two. Then Jody Sue's story changes and says just the opposite of what she had been saying about the neighbors. And nobody knows nobody. Yet nobody mentions grandma very much. Hi, Miss Chewy. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. So, yeah, you have to talk about grandma. She is part of the equation of that day. She has to be talked about. She has to be looked at. And I still wonder why was she not allowed to be in the room when they talked on the phone to the boys? What happened that would make that happen? Just more questions. Just more questions. And that's all this case is just questions. Why? Who? Where? What? Now, wait, who said that? Well, I heard this. I heard this version. You can't you can't get everybody on the same page at all. And it's because of the crap that keeps getting thrown out here. And it gets so frustrating when I go back and listen to things. I'm hearing more and more where people started out saying this, and now here we are, daggum near 3 years later, and they got a whole different version now. They either changed their mind, they heard somebody say a different story, and it's all changing. And yet we try every day on here. Somebody is talking about Summer. Somebody's putting out her picture, and we get no help with it. None from them, none from the family at all, none from the friends, none from people that knew her. We just get more and more questions brought up all the time about it. And it's insane crazy because if you stop and think about grandma, she's there that day. She wakes up from a nap and Summer's just gone. She did say she walked with the to the edge of the hill with the boys and watched them go down to the bottom, where somebody might have been that could took the boys, because grandma had a bum knee. She wasn't going to get down there to save the boys, but they felt safe enough for that. That was always a huge red flag for me. But if you stop and think about it, grandma was okay leaving. She felt comfortable leaving. And you've got to question why. You got to ask why. Did she know something? Did grandma know that Summer was okay? And so she wasn't worried? Did she know who had her and she wasn't worried? Did she possibly know that Summer was no longer with us and there was nothing she could do about it? Did she know the parents actually did something and she didn't want a part of it? She didn't want to be around to speak out about it? Who knows? But it does make me wonder. It's almost as if she knows something, and whatever that is, she felt comfortable enough to leave her daughter while her granddaughter is nowhere to be found. And she was okay with that. Yes, Teresa, I agree. I mean, any mother would have that instinct. And like, my daughter, she's older. To this day, she's my baby. To this day, she hurts, I hurt. I hurt for her. My heart breaks for her. I'm going to be there with her. Anything she goes through with her kids that makes her sad, I'm there with her. I'm not going to just say, sorry, sister, you deal with it. I'm going out of town. I'll see you in, I don't know, a couple of months, maybe a year. No, that's stupid to say. But Grandma Candace didn't have a problem with it. So it does make me question why. What does she know? What does she know that made her comfortable enough to leave? Knowing exactly what her daughter should be feeling, but she didn't. Hey, X. Thanks for being here. But yeah, I had to talk about grandma today because you just have to. She was one of the last people to see her. She is a part of the story. And for someone to be comfortable enough to leave when your granddaughter is missing, you got to either know something or you got to be one hard ass bitch. Pardon my language, but that's how you sum it up because that's the only way you would get most of all of us who are moms, grandmas. We would never leave. No, we would want answers. We'd be out there looking, searching, putting out flowers, doing what we could, whatever it should be, we would be there. But none of this is normal. None of it. It's insane. You know, girl, ooh, drinking that Tyler wine. Yum, yum. Mhm. But yeah, guys, it's just it's so sad. Did Summer mean so very little to her grandmother that she was okay that she was missing? I mean, that was my first thought. Did grandma care so little about her? I don't know. She may have cared very little. Maybe she didn't get close to any of them. I don't know. But I'll tell you this, not normal. It's not something most of us would do. So, yeah, we've got to talk about it. We got to talk about everything because if we don't, then her name dies off. If we don't keep talking about it, we don't keep bringing things up and going over things, her name dies off. And in my opinion, that place gets just exactly what they thought it would happen at the very beginning. People would just forget about it. And I honestly believe that's what they wanted. I don't want that to happen. I won't let it happen. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep telling what I want, saying what I want. Talk about grandma. A lot of people are like, she's just a grandma, No, no. We don't know. We have no clue, no clue who's who and what's what in this case. But what I do know is even if it was someone that was just a friend, I would be there for them, but especially a daughter. I wouldn't leave. And it's easy to say what you wouldn't or would do until it happens to you. And I get that. But guys, that's losing a child. Life doesn't get any worse than that. And I've already told y'all before, I'll say it again 100 times over. I lost my child. He was a grown man, but I know where he's at. I know I can go see him and sit beside his headstone and talk to him. I know where he's at. I could not imagine a 5-year-old and not knowing where they're at. Look at little monkey Vaughn, same age. His family, they have no idea. No idea. Could not begin to imagine that. I just know the the empty feeling I have because my son's not here. I couldn't imagine having that roller coaster ride inside of you of full of emotions 24 hours a day, every day, all day. Teresa says, considering she herself has a daughter still missing, it seems she would stand stronger for, yes, for her daughter. Yeah. And her granddaughter. You would think so. And you have to question that. That's normal. I agree with that 100% because why? It does make me wonder if she knew exactly what happened to Summer. And she was confident enough to know that there was nothing she could do about it. Or she was confident enough to know she was fixing to pick her up and do something about it. That's kind of where I feel with grandma. She knew something. Well, Kim, you're right. You are right. She may not be emotionally strong enough. She may find it easier to run. Very well could be. I mean, going through it once, it's hard enough going through it once, but could you imagine twice in one family? How horrible. I just I have a hard time seeing a mother run. And I guess because my mom would have never left me. And she hadn't been through any of that, but I know if it had happened, she would never leave me. Her grandma Candace suspected Candace. Let's see, Grandma Candy suspected Candace at one time and was supposed to contact Pruitt. She quit talking to the person I heard it from, so no one knows she actually called him. Well, sweet Dee, that's nice to know. Hmm. Yeah, Kim, see, that's the thing. We're not built like them. A lot of us are not. Yes. Yeah. And that's part of, yeah, with her own kids, probably. Yeah. And that's kind of part of that. I don't understand their way of thinking. And not just Dawn and Candace, not just grandma. I mean, the neighbor as well, other people that have been brought into this. I don't understand their way of thinking because it's not like what I would think. And I guess we all think differently. We're all raised differently. And that raising goes with you. My grandmother would have never left anybody. I mean, rapper. I'll tell you what, when I get that desperate, I'll call you. Okay? Deal? Anyway, I would never, ever could see my grandmother just taken off. I could never, ever, ever picture that. But that was my grandma. And my mama was the same. And I'm the same. But we see how Candace is. We know it had to have been part of her raising. So maybe there is that disconnection there that just doesn't happen. I don't know. And that's the hard thing. Consider things of the life stuff a choice. Yeah, yeah, really. It's we're all so different, but yet 90% of us have that motherly instinct, but there are some that don't quite have that connection for whatever reason. And I do think a lot of what people just kind of consider the way Candace does things being so bad, you got to stop and think it's part of her upbringing. It's a learned behavior, it's learned emotions or lack of. Same thing with Dawn. I don't get it. I don't. I didn't have that in my life. I wasn't raised that way. I didn't raise my kids to be that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm too emotional. Who knows? Cold natured. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Isn't it crazy to think about it? But if you stop and think about the people you know and you've come in contact with over the years, there's probably somebody like that. There's probably someone that is a little harder with life. There's probably somebody out there that is like so emotional they cry over everything. And then you got those in between. And I guess it's just all walks of life, everybody everywhere. There's so many different. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Teresa. Okay, heard it on the X. Who's Lindsay? Don't know who Lindsay is. But yeah, I did want to talk about grandma today because, I want to keep it fair all the way around. All the people that could be a suspect. If they only got a gram from Andy, why did Don owe Andy money? He says Don gave him that night of the 15th. Exactly, Green Eyes. And I've told my version. I do think that Don was home that day, took Summer down to meet Andy, and Andy took her off. I think that's what the pay for was for. Oh, sorry, X. But yeah, there's a lot more to that story. A lot more, I feel like. That's just my opinion. There's people who, believe Andy was at work all day. And that's cool because yeah, I remember you telling us that, X. I'm so sorry. But, everybody has their opinions on who or why or who was involved and all that, you know. Same situation. Wow. 4 years, never solved. Oh my goodness. That is so oh, y'all, we cannot allow that to be Summer. We cannot allow that to happen. That is wrong. We can't let that happen. And it does seem like the more we talk, the more that's put out there, the more some of the main characters start fumbling, the more those who are worried starts talking a little bit. And that's what we need. We need them to talk. And it's frustrating because we want to know more. We want to know more. And we only want to know more because we want that little baby to be found. That little girl that we all fell in love with, we want her found. And that's our desire and our drive to find out more. And the family completely self destructed. Oh, bless our hearts. Look at y'all. We've all heard, I'm pretty sure everybody here's heard about, Sebastian. And I mean, he's an autistic young man. and he just disappeared. There's not even no scent leaving from his door. Yes. She'll be found when Beach Creek wants her found. Exactly. It's not stopping us. No, Teresa, we're not stopping. We're going to keep going. I'm going to agitate the hell out of people. They might get sick of me, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep talking. And all I can do is tell what I've heard, what I know. Yeah, Ellie, I on it. Hey, Aunt B, thanks for coming in. Drama's too much. I'm telling you. Y'all be careful out there. Drama's too much. It's crazy. I know, Kim. They're looking in the landfill now for Sebastian. I mean, that's almost feeling like little Quentin Simons. Oh, cozy food. You think so? You think Hunter knows something? I think there's something that Hunter knows. I think Hunter knows something. And I really am not sure if it has to do with Summer or if there was something going on between him and Candace, possibly there at the creek, at the swimming hole there. I don't know, but I do feel like he knows something. Oh, Aunt B, I'm glad you're happy to be here. We're happy to have you. Yes, Elijah does remind me of Quentin too. Even just his little baby face look. Yeah, yeah, he does. And when I heard little Elijah was made to stand still for 3 hours, what the heck kind of person does that to a baby? Yeah, really. Yeah, there are too many cases, X. I'm so tired of opening my phone and there's somebody new missing every day. Every day there's someone new. And I don't know if it's because we got stuck on Summer's case so heavy and hard and for so long that it just seems a coincidence, maybe. But it sure seems like a whole lot are missing around Tennessee. There's a lot, but then here lately here in Texas, there's been a lot too. And it just breaks my heart. How could anyone want to hurt a baby? Yes, you said it was like yuck. Yeah. See, I did the same thing, Aunt B, when I got to go to Tennessee last year. The whole way there, I was just like, she was on my mind every mile that we got there. You can't help it. She's in our blood, y'all. She's running through our veins. We've just allowed her to absorb into us, into our being. And I think it's the coolest thing ever. I just don't find it cool when creators are on the attack or get offended because somebody critiqued them. Yeah, I don't I don't do that game. The laws have changed. They need to be tougher on these types of people. Hate to say it, but I believe you hurt a child, it should be a capital case. Amen, Kim. Amen. Yeah, she stole all of our hearts from the beginning. I tell you. Elijah's mother took a picture of him sleeping blindfolded and had a bruise on his jaw and a bruise on his arm. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Did CPS see Summer Monday like Dawn says the supervisor was eyeing her in my questions? I was it Monday that they were there? They came out that day to close a case? Yeah. Green eyes. Look at you throwing out some thinking process. Yeah. You know, I've already had it brought up to me in a question form. Do you think EPS took Summer to protect her from something they thought was going on? What do y'all think about that? Do you think CPS would have took Summer and left the boys? Sorry about my hair, guys. It's driving me insane. Written the governor of Tennessee. I have one already to mail and clear the trash along the roads where good job, Aunt B. Yes, I've already written my letter. I've already mailed my letter. I am starting on another one as well. He hasn't been the same since he came home. Yes. Yes, Cozy Boo. I agree. Mother said it. His grandma said it. His great grandma said it. Yes, they said there was something off with him. And he wouldn't go to school the days after. You're right. Hard to believe the what, Green Eyes, that CPS heard her or saw her. You don't think they saw her that day? Yeah, I agree, Tessa or Teresa. We need to send a petition. Yeah. I hear there's one already out there. I haven't had the chance to look, guys. There's been a lot going on with me. See, if Summer talked to CPS, would that hurt H? Well, Allie did get her kids taken away. CPS took her kids away. Yeah, CPS. So you don't think CPS saw her that day on that Monday? Now, we know Don's already came out and said there was a day CPS was coming there and he wasn't supposed to be there. And so he left. Good. Way to go, Aunt B. Yeah, that was disgusting. Totally disgusting. Yeah. The more signatures, the better. Yes, Kim, for sure. Um, I am going to put this link out. And if anybody wants to come up, if y'all got any ideas or thoughts or whatever, up and join me. Let us know what you're thinking. So, hard to believe. Plus, he said she went on the roof after I believe Donna and her hid on the roof. See, I was told that law enforcement, when they were calling out to dispatch out, the officers to go because the little girl was missing, blah, blah, blah. I heard them say, make sure to check the attic and I think they said around the rooftop as well. I honestly, I really don't think she was gone before the 15th, and I'll tell you why. Yes, Teresa. Ellie said they had proof of life. There was the cameras at Walgreens, the waitress at Sonic. They talked to her. They did see her. Um, I believe it was Cam that talked to the hippie house, and they said that they did see Summer. Or no, no, the smoke shop or whatever it was, but one of them did see Summer. So a whole Back a large SUV could be seen satellite leaving 110 the 15th, and four people were in it when it left. Made me wonder about what AB said about Allie's mother drove. You're right. I have heard that as well. A black SUV. Yes. Look of 1,000 miles. Green eyes. You got me thinking here, wondering. See, this is the way it should be. Yeah, video of her that day. That's why I don't think it happened the day before. And I know, who was it? Dudley said he thought it happened the day before. I really think it was a different day. I think Dudley was so high on crack that he couldn't remember one day to another day. But if it did happen the day before, I do think Dawn knew what was fixing to happen. I don't think it had happened. Green eyes. I don't know time wise when he saw him, but he did see him the day before. Um, and he did say, Jackie Dobbs did say he came up there and he was in a white truck. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Aunt B. I do believe she was alive in the milk video. Whatever time he saw Jackie, he left. Exactly. That's what I think. I think he saw Jackie Dobbs that day because he was there. I think he took off so that he wouldn't be there if CPS came or whatever to close out the case. I think, hey, my Rich, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. But I do think the next morning, John did have the boys. I don't know what they were doing, but I don't think they went to work. I do think he was on the hill when Candace and them got home. I do think Candace was called somehow to go to this convenience store. And when she came back, I do think Summer was gone. And I think there was a plan for that to happen. Do you think, Kim? See, I think it's, for me, I kind of think it's the opposite, but I don't know. I don't know. There's so many ways it could go. Oh, yes. Very nice. You got a point there. It could have been like that. Don't you think the boys would tell about Dawn? I do think they would. I do. But I do think it would take them a long time before they did tell on anything. Because if you think about it, if those boys knew something, their parents would probably guilt them into, if you say anything, your mom and dad's going to never see you again, kind of thing. So if they were taken, I do think it would take them a while before they got really safe, where they felt safe. They felt secure and safe. So then they can talk. I don't know how long that process would take, but I know it wouldn't be right away. I wouldn't think. So I don't know. Don't know. Yes, the boys have made the decision not to come back, from what I've been told. Hearing Candace wouldn't answer the door one time they came. I heard that as well. I did hear that. And that may have been that day before. Because I remember Don talking about CPS just closed a case. But I also heard they had just got their daughter, or just got her back. Had they taken Summer away right before? I don't know. I've been searching for one of those new briefings. Thought it was Ronnie Lawson saying last photo Summer was at swimming hole. Yes, I do remember him saying that. I do remember that. And honestly, I'm not sure if the photo was that day, only because, this was in June. It was a very warm day. I understand if she had chills when she first got out of the water, the breeze hits you or whatever, and you get chilled or something like that. Oh, Aunt B will talk about that one for sure. But I just don't see Summer staying in that outfit. That was a velour little outfit. And then again, maybe she was so hot she laid on the cold milk because she was so hot. I don't know. So many ways you can look at this. But H said he put Summer over her shoulder. Yeah, true, Kim. The water is pretty chilly. I just really think she would have warmed up by that afternoon and all the running around they did. Yeah, Candace invited H. That was just wrong. Now, Aunt B said, Lolly, what do you think Candace was doing with Ernie when he had her on speakerphone? Yes, I do. But okay, this is my thought. I wonder how drunk she was. I wonder how much medication had been taken. Um, I wonder, did something happen? Did she know? Was she told? Was she part of it? And I do know that she was seen at that convenience store that day during a certain time, a very specific time. And they said it was about 30 minutes that she was in that store, in that restroom. So during that time, if Summer would have been taken while she was gone and she came back and Summer was gone, could you imagine the guilt she feels? Especially if she would have went to maybe like pick up some drugs and do the drugs in the bathroom kind of thing. The guilt had to be eating her up. So I don't know. And I do think that if that was the case, she was probably just drinking herself silly. Candace went for a drug and did what she did. Yeah. Did Grandbun say before Summer died? Yes, she did. I slowed it down myself. I played it myself. I listened to it repeatedly. And yes, she did say right before Summer died. Now, see, my wrench, I don't think she was at Kathy's house during that phone call. I think that was prior to Kathy's house because she was at her house for a good while by herself. But I could be wrong on that one. I'm not sure. Um, she got, yeah, it said that baby Summer was set for reserve. Hmm. I do know it was when, yes, Dawn was in jail and it was during that time. Yes, she did sound like she was puking. And, I wonder if she because she does have the desire for liquor, straight liquor. And I wonder if she was just drinking way too much. Okay, Kim says, I still believe Summer got mad and went downstairs out of her swing and followed the dogs, or someone coaxed her down. Candace definitely went on self destruct. I agree with you, Kim. Totally. I agree with you. John said, okay, Cozy Foo said, correction. John said he never let Summer out by herself because of the weirdos and scared she would wander off. So, was Dawn there though? That's the big question. Was Dawn there though? Something we'd all like to know for sure. Kathy asked, who are you talking to? Oh, my wrench. I did not hear that part. Okay. I need to go back and listen to all that again. I listened to it not too long ago. You think Candace sold her ex? You think she did? Candace was a druggie. I think there was a lot of drugs. I think there was a lot of drinking. I think there was a lot of more drugs. And I think it was all done before Summer ever went missing. I really do. She sold her and it went wrong. Very well could be. Very well could be. And that's a thing. There's so many scenarios that we could put in here. Yeah, very well could be. I don't know. I like I said, guys, I have a hard time with myself because I have a thought that I connected dots with, when I'm trying to put everything together and I come up with a scenario and I have a hard time getting off of it. But you guys putting out your thoughts and opinions here, I mean, it does make me think outside the box here. And that's awesome. Do you think it's sketchy that Grandis left just days after Summer went missing? Yes. Yes. Aunt B, we were just talking about that a while ago because I said that Grandma either had knowledge that Summer was gone completely and there was nothing she could do about it. She knew where Summer was, or she knew that she was fixing to go get Summer and take her somewhere. I just really feel like Grandma had some kind of knowledge of what happened. Let's see, my wrench says Candace also stated, I want Summer home. I don't care about the money anymore. Exactly. Have you seen the inside of their house? How the kids get down to their bedroom underneath the kitchen cupboard? It was crazy. When I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, so many people in that area, Kim. You're right. Yes, she did go through many phases. Um, yeah. Yeah. Kim says I can't put SA, sold, rented on that baby. I just can't. It's a hard thing to do. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about all the things people keep bringing up and possibilities that could have happened. I don't want to think about that. It's horrible. Yeah, ex Grandis hauled ass. Yes, she did. Very suspicious to me. I do think she knows something. I'm not sure if she took Summer away or if she just knows. And she felt confident that there was nothing she could do. Hate to say it, but in those old Tommy houses, that's the real common. Yeah, those stairs. Yep. Well, when they got it, the basement wasn't even part of the house. That wasn't even used. So Don cut a hole and made the stairs going down. That's what I've heard. Thinking Grandis was involved in her own daughter's disappearance, she needed to get out of there. Oh, maybe so. When it comes to Rose Bly, her daughter, missing, I really looked into that real hard. JLR did go to the area there where they lived. Um, he went to where Rose Bly lived with her husband. Um, I believe she was fixing to leave her husband because he was abusive to her. Yeah, Aunt B, that was a look for sure. But where Rose Bly lived, her house is on this corner. Across the street is nothing but corn, just corn growing as far as you can see. To the left of her house, nothing but pasture, woods, all this stuff. I really wonder what if her husband did something because he was the last one to see her. But that's just me. Um, Paul, all we know, summer in landfill, that Kentucky looking for Sebastian and Tracy. Possible. It's all possible. It's crazy. Donna Serafina said that Dawn did it to her body. Fits with police off the cuff. Oracle Laura saying like Dawn did that after H caused her passing. Possible, that's the crazy part. We have nothing confirmed. Nothing confirmed. And it's so frustrating. Yeah, Kim, I think she did. I think Rose did have somebody do something to her for sure. Why no arrest? Yeah, why? I mean, you can only have people as a suspect so long. After a little while, you have to start clearing people. You have to start marking them off your list. If you're actually doing your job, if you're actually looking for this little girl, then you have to consider there's nothing we have on this. We can check them off. We've looked into it, we've investigated, we have done our job, and there's nothing there. We can clear them. But yet, nobody's cleared. Nobody's arrested. Why weren't the parents arrested for, not taking care of their kids, for the way their house was? So many questions. Don't believe Donna Serafina, and she's fruit. Yeah, Kim, I kind of think the same. I don't know. Our two country girl. Hey, hey. The way that basement would have been really cool to the children. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, really, to those kids, their way of living was okay. They didn't know any different. And I know wherever they're at now, I'm sure that they're seeing the difference. They're seeing what it's like to have 3 meals cooked a day for you, you know, go to school, come home, do your homework before you go play, make sure your room's cleaned up, you know, you gotta dress nice because we're going out to eat tonight and we need to look presentable and, make sure we're good and clean and our hair's washed and, surely those boys are in a good place now. Let's see. The way the basement, yeah. Okay. Um, I believe they're not going to clear anybody because they don't want anybody to suspect that they're being looked at. Kim, that's very possible. That's a good way to think about it. Very possible. The parents would be arrested. Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, Aunt B, I agree with that one. If Sackets were, and don't get me wrong, I believe that people do have gifts. I do think that. I believe God gives people the intuition, that kind of thing. I know when I was younger, I used to have dreams and I would sleepwalk, but I always told my parents about something and then it always came true the next day. I didn't remember it. I was asleep, but my parents always thought I had some gift or something. I guess I outgrew it because I don't think that way. But yeah. And yeah, they were doing things all the time with those kids. They did what they knew. They did stuff that didn't cost money. They were simple, simple people. And I really believe that those kids really did not realize they were poor. I believe those kids really didn't realize that, we're missing out on a lot of things. I mean, they had the gaming station they played all the time, what their friends talked about at school, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, X. Lawson did get his son off for sure. So, yeah, green eyes. Yeah. So, where's Candace today? I believe her and Dawn are on the hill. They're on 110. The larger the list of suspects, the more relaxed a suspect will get. That's a good way to think about it. I would just love to know what direction they're going. Do they have a suspect? Are they looking into somebody? I don't care if they tell me who it is or not. Just, it would be nice to know they're actually trying something. I fear they are feeling pulled in two directions. Yeah. You know, I agree. Everybody's being pulled, I think. Yeah, Kim, you're right. People don't run to YouTube with, yeah, making more babies. Stop it. I don't want to think that thought. Yeah, Ronnie Lawson, y'all, this is my opinion. I believe the man is part of some of the stupidity out there. I really do. If he's okay enough to get his son off of what he did, he's wasn't looking out for the child. I really believe that 100%. So, I do have to wonder. I believe Don and Candace love their kids in their own way. I don't think Candace knew how to be a mom. I'm not a pro DNC. I believe Don is a narcissist. 100%. 100% on that one for sure. Yes, Don controls the narrative. He controls Candace. I think Candace is a needy person where she needs someone to be with her all the time. And I kind of get that because I don't like being alone. I would rather have a house full of people than to be sitting here by myself. But it doesn't mean I have to have someone in my life, a man or something like that. I mean, I'm okay. Harley. From what I understand, no. I don't think if they were family, it was a distant family, the ones that kidnapped Carly. But I do know that she was found in a cave that is on Lawson property. I do know that. Yeah, X. I believe they are. I believe they're part of it. There are some that are part of it for sure. He knew the details and the extent of his son's behavior and acts against those girls. Yes. And if he knew that, why would he be okay with that? Why would he be okay for his son to be out walking around and walking through Walmart one day and run into those girls? That's okay? No, that's not okay. Go see food. That's a good one. That's the first time I heard that one. She said, okay, it says, I think Dawn and Candace are kin. Yeah, my ranch. I do know that it was Lawson property. I don't know if it was Ronnie Lawson's, his brothers, his sons. I just know it was Lawson property. Yeah, I think so too, Aunt B. I think she just needs somebody to love her. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't see Grandis as a loving person. Grandma is not a lovey-dovey type at all. State enforcements are questionable. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Just think about it. Had we never heard about Summer going missing, had we not started following Summer going missing, had we not started digging and looking into stuff and researching and do our all of our own stuff, we'd have never known about Brandon Lawson doing what he did, getting 20 years with a 19 reduced sentence. We'd have never known about that. You know, we would have never known about Frank Light and the sicko that he is. We would have never known about that. And all the other sickos, perverts. Oh my gosh, those people, the drugs, all the things. None of us would know about it. None of that would be brought out and talked about, none of it. Summer did that. This little girl didn't have to do anything. Whatever was done to her or for her to help her has caused all of this to come out. Okay. Oh no, prayers for your mama. Oh, my wrench, I'll be praying. Y'all pray for my wrench's mama. She's got blood clots. She's got to have surgery tomorrow. Good night. Yeah. Yeah, Facebook is, that's like online dating. I don't get it. You can be whoever you want to be. You can tell the person whatever you want to tell them. I just don't get the online dating. I don't know. It just cracks me up. I think it's funny. I could never do it because I wouldn't believe a damn thing anybody told me. Yeah, I'm a millionaire. Yeah, right. That would be me. Probably lose the most richest man in the world because I can't believe him. But yeah, where's Summer? We just want to know. We just want to make sure she has, yes, Kim, his alibi is questionable. Sherfy Jr. I mean, we're talking, there's so many. There's so many. And I mean, look at the two men in the truck. One stopped and tried to pull the girl in. You know, Ronnie Lawson's son was one of those men in the truck. And all that happened not too far from Cotton's house. And Don's mom is buried in the cemetery right by Cotton's house. It's funny how all these things played out together, how the connection is all somehow there. Every bit of it, you know? I just think, yeah, true Amby, they usually don't say I'm a millionaire, but that would be my luck, y'all. But I just think it's crazy how nobody knows anybody. I don't know. I don't know them. Oh, then we find out what the hell, you're related. Yeah, but I didn't grow up with them. You're still related. You know who they are. You know who their parents are. You know their grandparents. Come on. Acting like they don't know anybody. You stepped on some toes. Don't be stepping on toes. Online dating is scary, Kim. I don't even want to try it. No way, Jose. But yeah, it's crazy the connections there. But if you stop and think about all the generational land that's out there that's been there for years and years and years, way back in generations, you know, surely there's got to be some marriages with cousins and that kind of thing. Somewhere along there, there's going to be that. But just living down the road from your cousin and you don't know him, you know, hey, Missy Sue, thanks for being here. We're just chatting. But yeah, Andy Bernard didn't know Fred Hill, don't know much about him. Didn't know Marlena Crawford. No, I don't know anything about her. He happens to be related to those two people, but he has no idea about them. Oh, happy 40th wedding anniversary, Aunt B. Congrats. So yeah, it's crazy. But that's that that's the area. That's what we're dealing with. And people don't rat out family. You're not going to rat out your family. You'll protect your family. Yeah, ex. Summer went missing and his son got caught. It was just days after Summer went missing that Sherfy Jr. got caught. There was the officer that got caught with all the child pornography on his phone. Lots of that going on around that area. Around that area. And you can't just look at it as, well, that's just a coincidence. No, that's a way of life in that area. It's starting to seem. So, yeah, grew up there, but don't know none of them. Don't know them. Couldn't tell you about them. Don't know them. It's crazy. It's hard to imagine. Yes. Yeah. Isn't that sad? Not being able to know how to give or receive love. Yeah. Yeah. It does make you very grateful for your family that you've got, as uh, you know, crazy and malfunctioned as my family is. I love every one of them. Every one of them. Oh, I'm so happy you made it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Sweet D, another one I forgot about that one. Yeah, another one got caught trying to buy a 4-year-old. Buy. I mean, yeah, you tell on them. Yeah. But that's kind of how they are though in that holler. I'm not gonna tell. I'm not saying nothing. That's my family. But when it comes to people finding out that's your family, nobody's gonna say anything. I don't know. I don't know them. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy and it's insane. And it's something that is I don't know how to even put it into words. I don't get the fact that you would rather protect someone who touches children than you would to say something about where a missing child is at. None of that makes sense to me. None of it makes sense to me. And I really think that a lot of people out there know a whole lot more than what they're saying. I do believe Summer being missing has a lot of people involved. And, Ronnie Lawson himself even stated he believes that Summer's been moved around. And when he said that, I thought, God, that is the strangest thing I ever heard. What it moved around, What? I really start looking at that aspect of it, and I think he is 100% right. Yeah, their children and the grandchildren. Yes. Mm, I feel I feel for them. I mean, look at the neighbor's daughter. The son was smart enough to get out of there and get away, or they pushed him out the door and away. But her daughter sits in that camper all day with her mother, who just yesterday or the day before did about 4 lives throughout the day and into the night and into the morning. That child gets no attention, and she's probably half of the people in her chat, her mom's chat. She's probably half of them. So you become what you know. She's going to be an angry, angry woman. I feel bad for her. I really do. Much abuse and dark web. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's a sad situation, guys, but it's what we're dealing with. It's what we dug into, and it's what we've been finding out. They all knew about it. Everybody out there probably knew about every bit of it. But the ones that decided to care about Summer are the ones that started finding it, speaking on it, talking about it, when actually they thought it would just all go away. They'll talk about this little girl missing on the news a little bit. They'll check you up every once in a while. And if it was just for the news, I mean, look at Ronnie Lawson. Look at Hawkins County hadn't done that many, um, you know, press conferences at all. And what they do go out there and talk about, it's not much. They don't give us anything. They don't say anything. They don't sound encouraging at all. Yeah, she's going to, Kim. She is. And that is sad. But yeah, Beach Creek, X, Beach Creek is trying to bury Summer for sure. That whole area is because too many hands are in the pot. Too many people are involved. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Frank Light ratted on people. He busted up this thing, that they had going. Yeah, the hills do have eyes. I believe it's called Jody Sue Brown. Yes, green eyes. Just having those images. But Frank Light busted up this pedo ring. He snitched on them and he got less. Of course, baby Lawson had his daddy and he got off. Don Sharpie didn't have the right connections. Or he might have pissed somebody off down the road. Who knows? Didn't make sense. None of it makes sense. And it pisses me off to find out that they don't care enough about those two girls that man did that to. You're going to give him 20 years and 19 reduced? Unreal. Uncalled for. Disgusting. Yeah. Yeah. Jody Sue does not know how to shut up. They created their own dark web. Possibly. Very possible. I could see that happening. Um, I was told by somebody who did see the picture that was on the dark web. And I was told, imagine in your head a baby in diapers, barbed wire, tied down. And then I was told to multiply that by about 5 times. And that's how bad it was. Yes, hippie grandma. One of the girls was his daughter. He adopted. He became her father. Ugh. Senator faces it head on. Yes, yes, yes. And he was the most dangerous. You're right, Kim. Yeah, he just sitting in there. Yeah. I tell you what, I sure hope they get something that they can nail on the Wanderers for Little Monkey. I'm hoping. Yeah, our two country. It makes me just So sad to think about. So sad. Yeah, that border is pretty rough, isn't it, eggs? They're gonna meet justice. I hope so. And I pray that when they do meet that justice, that it's big and it's everything they deserve. Everything they deserve. And if we were living in the Bible times, they would have done to them as they did unto others. So I don't know, guys. It's just frustrating. It's all so frustrating. And it's like I said, here I get this whole scenario set up in my head because all these pieces fit. But today we talk about grandma. She could fit that too. She really could. I really believe grandma knows something. I really believe a lot more people know something when it's uncovered with Sean Williams. And, you know, lots of people think that way, hippie grandma. I'm hearing more and more people thinking that when Sean Williams' case everything starts coming out, she's going to be part of that equation. And it very well could be. Didn't Frank Light's sister from the pictures? I don't know. I do know it was his sister, I think, that wrote a Facebook post saying that she thought her brother could be. I think that's how it worked out, or somebody said it or something. They sell and traffic kids, yeah. I believe a lot of them do. Oh, that found the pictures. Yes. Yes. That's what I've heard. I do too, Kim. Slow justice. Very, very slow justice. And I do think that the laws need to, I mean, as bad as trafficking is getting, many kids that are going missing, I do think somebody needs to stop and reevaluate the law, and they need to make that the harshest punishment there is. Hang them by their toes, crush them with rocks, one heavy rock a day till they die. I don't care what you want to do, but it needs to be punishment, bad punishment, so that maybe they will think twice before they do it. Oh, yeah, X, we need Trump. Lots of people feel that way. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will. Okay. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. My cousin just cooked and he brought me some food. Mm. So, well, guys, I just looked over. We've been sitting here for an hour and 41 minutes. So I guess I'll let y'all go. I got work in the morning. I got to do something with this hair of mine. That wind and humidity was killing it tonight. Y'all couldn't tell I spent hours curling it. Gotta love this Texas weather. Does anyone ever think about how horrible they feel about this and then think about how God feels about all of this? Oh, no, our two country. I think about it. I do. Creepy Fred and Andy's neighbors on drugs at Jody's. Jody C. Brown's. Cozy Foo. I think I believe Fred more than I believe a lot of them. I think Andy and Jody Sue cover up way too much. I think everybody around there does drugs. That's my thought. Ryan Garcia did. Ugh. Yes, X, you do. You need to sober up. But a lot of people don't like Fred. A lot of people don't. I do too, Kim. I do think we're living in the end times. I believe it. I believe in God. I believe this is what we've been warned about. Andy's a scumbag. Lots of people are scumbags in that area. But yeah, we sure picked a good one to get hooked onto, didn't we? We picked a good case. Oh, thanks, Kim. Thank y'all. I hope y'all enjoy these lives and when we talk and interact like that. I love it. I love it because, things are being brought up and it does make me think a little differently sometimes. And that's how we're supposed to do things. That's how I want to do things for sure. But, you know, grandma's on the radar. She is a suspect, but law enforcement, some reason, felt okay enough to give her the okay to leave. I just wonder what made her feel the okay enough to leave. I do wonder. What does she know? Because she sure told her own story and it did not match her daughter's. Oh, hippie grandma. Thank you. I hope you come back. I really, really do. I hope everybody that comes in feels comfortable and wanted and happy. And hey, Case Shelton. We're in Hawkins County. Dear Gina was in Sullivan County. Big difference. Yeah. You know, I finally saw the county lines, how they all kind of are so really close right there. That, yeah. I mean, you can drive to your neighbors and be in a different county just from from Ben Hill right there. You know, Kim, I would believe that if it was anywhere but Beach Creek. Because what police officer takes the mother of a missing child, the last person to see her supposedly, who takes her a bottle of whiskey? I mean, they want her to talk, but I could see them wiring Fred up without a court order. I could see Fred gullible enough to do it. I really could. I may be wrong and totally wrong, but yeah. X, you be careful driving. They're all out for dollars. Yeah. Yeah. How did they decide to wire someone the same day night he was gone missing? It's odd. You know, I thought about that, but after hearing stories time after time after time and how all the neighbors started congregating, That would really be the perfect time for somebody to be wearing a wire because you got all of them there, all of them out in the streets, all of them there talking. Yeah. It's crazy. Isn't it crazy? Yeah. Crazy Kim. I don't know. Did he wear a wire? Did he not wear a wire? I guess someday we'll find out. I don't know. I mean, it could be like the show Dallas when it was all just a dream and JR really didn't die. Is that what we're doing? Are we all dreaming? I don't know. Sometimes it does just feel like a dream because only dreams could be this crazy, right? That's kind of how I felt. So they would need a court order from a judge. I don't believe it. Yeah, I mean, a normal place, yes. I could see that area because I don't know that they do everything according to the law. And I'm not sure everybody realizes the law. Yeah. I wonder if they even had Fred wearing it just to see what Fred was going to say. I mean, that's how kind of screwed up they are, really. But who the heck knows? I know, right? Lay down. Lay down, little girl. No, 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 no. This is my Ziva. It's my baby. My baby. But she has to sniff me. If she goes outside, she comes in, she sniffs me from head to toe. She wants to make sure I didn't eat nothing without her here. She crazy. Her crazy. But I love her crazy. So I don't know. I mean, who knows with this area? Who would have thought 2.5 years ago we'd be having conversations like, did they put a wire on the guy that made meth? You know, did the grandma really leave after her granddaughter come up missing? Did the sheriff's son really get 19 years reduced off of a 20-year sentence? Who would have ever thought in their life that they would be talking about that? Not me, because I never would have guessed that that happened. It's crazy. Yeah. They don't speak of Baltimore Frank Light. Oh, I think everybody's too scared of Frank Light. Yeah. Now, see, Kim, where did you hear about it being on Frank's truck? I mean, Fred's truck. I knew it was at the end of his driveway. I've heard people say it was on the truck, but I don't know where that came from. I never heard that. And then people started talking about it. So if you figure that out, let me know so I can go listen to that, okay? Because I'm real curious. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, she won't let you talk about Frank White, but Andy and Fred don't even know him. Fred said he couldn't even pick him out of a crowd. He don't even know what he looks like. Right. And see, that's the thing. But Kim, you got to remember on that one about it not holding up in court. They have court on holidays when nobody's around. They do that backwood country law. I know, right? Exactly, Archie Country. I mean, did she ever exist? Is she a different child? Yeah. She that child that's still hanging on Robin at church? Did y'all see that video? That was the craziest, creepiest thing I've ever saw in my life. Little blonde haired girl. Looks so much like Summer. So much. Clung to Robin, reached up for Robin, stood beside Robin. That was creepy. It was creepy. I did hear Summer's head was shaved because of the headlight. I did hear that. Yeah. And it wasn't so much the boys. Now, I I I want y'all to I'm going to give y'all homework, okay? And this will be something we'll talk about pretty soon. But yes, Summer Wells will forever exist in our hearts. Our two country girl, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, I think that's how we all feel, for sure. We've invested into this little girl. But when Chris McDonough was walking down into the basement with Candace, she says, "This is where we sleep." And then she turns and she said, y'all listen, this is her words. She says, "And this is where Summer and little Waylon was." She didn't say this is where they sleep. She said this is where Summer and little Waylon was. I thought that was very, very, very a very strange wording. He said it. Who said it? Wait, it was crazy. He said it, but she said he thought that Dawn put it there. Make that make sense. Hmm. Trying to see what I missed here. Yeah. But yeah, y'all go listen to that. Pull up that interview where he's at the house and when they go down in the basement and you'll hear Summer say, "This was where Summer and little Waylon was." Was little Waylon with her down there? I have heard he's had the hardest time out of all of them. Him and Summer were best friends. Yeah, Kim blew me away too. Yes. Yes. Our two country girl puts two children right there in that exact moment. Yes. That's the way I took it. I mean, she didn't say, because she had just said, "This is where me and Dawn sleep." She turns around and says, in a sad kind of voice, "This is where Summer and little Waylon was." Y'all go listen to that. Yeah, Kim. Yeah. That little girl was that just, I mean, literally, I had goosebumps. It was crazy. Totally crazy. So, yeah, they said, "Ziva, sit down." Okay, sit down. Be still. I'm not paying her no attention, guys. But they said she did cut her hair herself. But I think they used the boys as an excuse. She wanted to be like the boys, her hair to be like the boys. I think that was just an excuse. But kids cut each other's hair. They cut their own hair. I know that for a fact. I used to be a hairdresser. And the night before school started for this one little girl, her first day of school ever, and she took a pair of pinking shears, guys. The little scissors that go like that, right there. She wanted to give herself a haircut before school. Oh, I didn't hear that one, Green Eyes. Wow, I didn't hear about that. I'll have to listen back to some of Fred's talk. Hmm. I'll have to listen to that. But if a donor is used to grow a specific looking and acting type of child. Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. But guys, y'all are so cool. Thanks for being my friends in here. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for putting out opinions. Thanks for talking about it all. I love it. Love every bit of that because some chats you go into and it's overran with a lot of people. I like my little channel over here where we can talk and chat and if people don't want to, they don't have to. It's all good. And I just really appreciate you guys. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so kind. But I do have to work a bunch. Let's see, what I understand was Waylon and Summer slept in the same room. Summer wouldn't sleep alone. CPS won't let the boys and little girls sleep in the same bed. Yeah, Kim. Now, Dawn and Candace both talked hard about Summer sleeping in bed with them because she didn't want to sleep alone. So I don't know. The way she said it, it kind of just gave me a question mark, just what? Just the way she said it. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I just pray that one day soon we're going to get answers. I pray that God knows and is protecting Summer or holding her in his arms and just loving on her little body, just squeezing her and showing her real love. But anyways, I got a bunch of work I got to get done this weekend. It's going to be a crazy work weekend for me. So, not sure if I'll get to come back but during the weekend or not, but I'm going to try to. And we'll try to play some different things, and listen to some different stuff. But I do thank y'all for coming to listen. Thank y'all for talking to me. Y'all are precious. I cannot say it enough. I love you guys. Y'all are super sweet. And I'm so glad y'all are my friends. And it's so nice to have a channel where I can talk and y'all can say your opinions and we can all agree. And it's okay. It's really okay. If you think different, if you feel a certain way, it's okay. Because I will never, ever hate someone, hate on them, call them out or bash them just because of their feelings about something. So always know that. Okay, guys. Y'all be good. Have a good weekend if I don't get to talk to you soon. And just super big loves and hugs. I'll talk to everybody soon. Love y'all. Mwah.